the superhero of your organization. Unleash your IT powers at HDI Service and Support World, May 3rd to 7th in Las Vegas. Dive into actionable insights, cutting-edge training, and unbeatable networking. From solving today's challenges to shaping the future of service and support, this is your chance to make IT legendary. Suit up and save big with $500 off using code BANTER500 on HDIconference.com.
Laurie, how are you?
Rocky, I am fantastic.
I am so excited to talk to you, specifically because you're wrapping up our sessions here at Service Management World.
Yes.
And you're talking about, for me, what is probably the most important topic out of anybody we talk to. I love all of our guests, and that is HDI Local Chapters.
HDI Local Chapters, yes. No.
What is HDI Local Chapters? How does that compare to HDI? How do they work together? Like, what's the difference? Like, for our audience maybe who is just dabbling, hopefully there's people here who check out and scan that QR code and they find this later. How does it work together?
You know, HDI, they do such a great job with everything that they do. They bring all these like-minded people together, and you get to share and talk to people and really enjoy, learn, find some things, get some aha moments. Yeah. That's great with HDI. But what HDI Local Chapters does is we're able to take this one-time event, but we get to extend it throughout the rest of the year. But it's down now to your local community, right? We can all be national and so forth, but there are some things that local community, you have your own little demographics. You have some of your own little struggles and challenges and successes that you have down at that smaller community. And now people can continue this feel here at conference down to that local and really a smaller, more intimate, build that community and, build that smaller family. We're this large family at HDI, but the local chapter is that smaller family.
Yeah.
So
I think I was talking to Liz, who was our chair, right? Who was listening, and we were talking last night as after dinner, and we were navigating, talking like kind of like local chapters, and somebody mentioned just how it stood out to them that like they just felt like they could be themselves. They felt accepted and loved, and like, I don't know if they use that word, but that's what they were communicating, right?
Yeah.
And Liz said something that really struck me, and I don't know if we really echo it enough. Like, HDI Local Chapters, we are not about making the industry better. We're about making the people
making each other better,
the industry better.
Yes.
And I never had thought about it that way.
Right.
And I was like, you were so right. And the industry and being improved is just a overflow of that.
Right.
Right.
Well, and we take every one of us that's ever been involved in service and support.
Yeah.
There's a reason we stay involved in it.
Yeah.
And what is that? That's a passion that we have.
Yeah.
We have this passion to help people.
Yeah.
So now when you start bringing people who want to help people together, look what that does. That just makes it so much larger and bigger than itself because we're all helping each other. And I think the thing that is hard to express maybe until you experience it when you get to that local chapter is you're now starting to find your brothers and sisters that you can tap on their shoulders and say, I'm struggling with this. Or, hey, look at how successful I've been with it. And you have cheerleaders. You have other people that are there that are saying, that's fantastic. Or, you know what? I experienced that too. And this is how I got through it. And how many of us, and I know, Rocky, you have experienced it. But I've also heard from people who've been in this community that they say, I trust all these people and I can talk to them.
Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about any kind of judgment. I don't have to worry about, we are such an inclusive and embracing community. And that's all because we all have the same passion of helping each other. And it has made my life so much more fulfilling being a part of this local community.
Yeah.
And, it's something that I would suggest to anyone. If you have this little opening and this little hole you need filled, HDI Local Chapters can fill it.
Yeah, I think I love how you talk about it, right? Because it is a small knit community where you're at, right? Where you're at, and I can't imagine, for me, my experience, coming to conference, coming to this event, and not having that community. Right. As much as I love what I do, I love this industry, and even coming with maybe the one coworker, it's just not the same. It wouldn't be the same.
Right.
Right. As you walk into an event like this, or even for me, when I walk into a local chapter event, because I work remote, and I walk into Columbus and I'm like, okay, we have a speaker coming, and I see those people that I know, and I see them for the first time in, let's say, 2 months. It's just different. It just hits different. It's like, I'm so excited.
Well,
Like,
I remember talking to one of our local chapter officers at Summit, and they were kind of talking about how they were here with their boss.
Yeah.
Right. And all of a sudden, people were coming up and giving him big hugs and
Yeah.
doing all of that. And I remember the guy say his boss looked at him and says, "You're like a rock star here," right? And
Yeah.
it was like, that is so great when you're sitting there and you're now there with your boss, and your boss is seeing all these people, run over. I mean, how many times do you say you see there's Rocky across the room, you run over and you get these great big hugs, and it's just
Yeah.
it like I said, it's sometimes hard to put into words what that feeling
Yeah.
really is. And that's the community part that I think that local chapters brings to everyone, right?
I think there's an innate human desire to be seen and to be known.
Be known.
And you don't always want to put yourself out there like eagerly in your workplace or even just in general. And what I love about what we do is we make it easy to show up, get involved, and not feel overwhelmed by that pressure to perform or to
Judged.
or yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. You just
Yeah.
like you get to be a part of learning together, of growing together, of navigating what's next in your career or your industry. I mean, the job I have today, and I wasn't out of a job, right? I think it's something
Right.
like I know other people who were out of jobs. They got laid off and they were navigating. I need to find something.
Why?
I wasn't out of a job, but I was looking for something different. I was at a season of life where I had hit this point, and who did I reach out to first? Outside of my faith friends and my, it was
The
it
local
was
chapter
it was a
community.
local chapter. It was the
Yep.
people that had had invested in me, cared about my success career wise,
Yep.
and then I transitioned to where I'm at now, and it happens to be
Yep.
the relationship that started with local chapters.
There you go.
Because the
Yep.
person who is hiring hadn't posted the job, knew he was going to post the job. We had a conversation that I was looking and why and what, and he's like, I
want
can help
you.
you. I want you.
Yeah.
Right. And it started because I came to conference and I didn't stop at conference.
Right.
I showed up at a local chapter because they wouldn't let me start my own because it was too close to another one.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, and that's kind of it too. Just a little testimonial that I have is in the organization that I work in right now. It's a great organization. I've been with them. It'll be 24 years.
Yeah.
And we have this unique challenge in this corporation to where they have very loyal people. Okay.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a very flat organization. So for someone who's looking to maybe become upward mobile, that stops after a while. Well, that's where I came. Okay. I still enjoyed what I did and so forth, but actually learning and growing myself, I kind of stalled. Right. And so apathy sits in, which can be dangerous to a person. When you're sitting in there and you're thinking apathy, you start not maybe caring as much as you should. So then I found a local chapter and I started going to the meetings. Well, I'd been going to the meetings.
Yeah.
But then someone said, "Have you ever thought about being an officer?" And I thought, "Tell me more. What is it about being an officer?" And it was one of those kinds of things that saying, "Oh, wow, I could still do some of my leadership that I love doing and so forth with a different audience." And so I did. I became that officer, and all of a sudden, I had my passion reignited.
Yeah.
And it was I no longer have that apathy because I now get that opportunity to interact with others and help and have some, things that it's a little bit different that now reset my thinking
Yeah.
to take back to work and reignite that passion in my people. And I'm a better person for it because of the fact of the local chapters and becoming an officer. So
I haven't met many people. I mean, actually, I don't think I can think of a name that, and I could have last year, but they came back. They showed up again. That has started getting involved in HDI local chapters, been plugged in the community, started giving themselves the opportunity to meet people that stopped outside of being forced from circumstances.
right.
Like
Yep.
whether it's location or you have a leader that you're changing roles, jobs, you can't
Right.
go to those events type things. But like I haven't seen it.
Right.
I'm sure it exists. We're not perfect, but man, we are darn good.
But we do have some officers who, because life happens.
Yeah.
Whether it's your personal life or your work life happens. And we've had some say, you know what, I really do need to step away. And we go, you know what, whatever is good for you, what's the best for you, please do what's the best for you.
It's never
They've
aired.
stepped away.
Yeah.
We have some folks who are saying, I've missed this and I need this and I want to come back.
Yeah.
And they've come back, and while they were a little hesitant at first, thinking, I probably let this community down, we're saying, no way, you haven't let us down. We understand. Come back in. We want you back in. And it's been
You
fantastic.
feel valued, whether you're there a day, you're involved for a week, a month, years. I would have thought, and I've only been involved for 3 or 4 years, right? I would have thought very early that these people, and I mean these people and everybody who not even just my local chapters, other officers, and when I'm at events like this, the people who are willing to have a conversation with me and give me insight and support my crazy wild idea of starting this whole bites and banter thing from live stream, right? Like, and encourage me to write my thoughts and things that I like. Well, it's not technical. Well, the industry doesn't care. People need to hear. And so, like, I would have thought that these people had known me since I was a budding early 20s professional.
Right.
And that was over 30 years old. When I
Right.
started.
Isn't it great?
It's crazy.
It
It's
is
so
great.
cool.
It is great.
It's so cool.
And I'm so fortunate too with my organization, and they support me with everything with that. But when you're struggling too, I mean, and there's things, and you're wanting to bounce some ideas off. We have a great opportunity of some peers that we can just say, hey, talk me through this. I mean, I got an example of a scorecard for my service desk
Yeah.
from another person in the community. And I thought, this scorecard looks great. This is exactly what I've been looking for. Where else could I have gotten that? I mean, I could have looked for it, but getting it, and now
use AI, but
But now I had somebody, and I say, hey, explain this to me.
right.
I get this. I understand.
What would you change if you could change anything before you implemented this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What are some of the struggles? How was it accepted when you introduced this? And what should I, how should I sell it? I got that idea of a scorecard. So we had never had one before.
Right.
From somebody within the community. So and I've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
A very long time.
Yeah.
And I found a fresh new idea just through this community. And that's what the HDI local chapters brings to it.
So let me ask you this. I know we do a lot of things. We have in the past had mentorship, formal mentorship programs. We offer discounts to conferences, those kind of things. Like, let's tell the audience why. Like, why should they? What are they going to get if they become a member? And how could they get involved if they don't necessarily want to purchase that membership? So I want you to answer those questions, and then I'll ask you the final, like, where are we going?
All right. Yeah, it sounds great. I guess to sell, if anybody is looking for, maybe they want to try something that they've never tried before. This is a safe environment to do that. Because your salary doesn't, right? You don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, how is this going to affect if I fail at it, it's my paycheck. And that sounds weird to talk about failure, but some of our best successes are from failures, right? And so this is a safe environment to allow you to do that, and to join that. You get some things and have that opportunity to have some aha moments that you can take, and that's where I think the value comes from. But I really believe the biggest value for someone, and we've got this great opportunity for students, right? Who are trying to find a way to break into this market and so forth. Start getting involved with this local community from that level, because look at you with the job that you got, right? I know of 2 others. We have 2 other that are on our board. that got jobs through coming to the local chapters, coming to these conferences. And I think that's really what I think would bring to someone and why I would suggest that someone does it. Plus, you get the sense of belonging that you didn't know you needed until you start feeling how much you belong to it. And I think, to me, that's where I see the value and why someone should really think about local chapters and getting involved and being part of the community.
Well, I'm convinced.
You're convinced?
I'm convinced.
Great.
So, where can folks go become a member? Where can they find about events? And, even if you're not a member, you can go to events. Where do they find those details?
We have a website called HDI Local Chapters. If you go out there, it's .org.
Okay.
HDI Local Chapters.
Okay.
.org. Go out there and you can find all kinds of information. You'll see a calendar of what all the events are that all of our chapters are having across the nation. And plus there's our virtual community.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're looking at that and there isn't a local chapter, don't forget about our virtual community.
Or you're trying to get off of work to go, right? I think sometimes that can be one of those situations.
That can be one of those
Our
situations.
community is an awesome
Virtual
place,
community.
yeah.
And I like how you said that, to get off work. Sometimes, as you're waiting there, you can maybe even have this over here because it's virtual.
Yeah.
That's the name, right?
Yeah.
And you can kind of watch that.
Yeah.
And they're starting to record those that we want to be able to put out for members to be able to say, hey, I got this. And there's a lot of local chapters across too that are doing hybrid events, or even they're doing virtuals. Yeah. And as a member, you get access to those as well. But our virtual community is one of those, they have 6 events a year that anybody can join into. But you'll see all that schedule if you go out to that hdilocalchapters.org. You'll find all those events. You'll find more information, how you can get involved and just learn about it. And have the opportunity to attend event. Once you attend event, you get then in our contact list. And now you can start getting our monthly newsletter that also helps list out what events are around the area.
And every board has a site, or every board is listed as a website.
So every chapter
You
has
can
a
link
website.
to it from that page. And if you ever have questions, find a name right on that in your local chapter, or not in the local in a chapter near you.
Right.
You go to connect on LinkedIn. There's LinkedIn or email. Just email, right?
Correct. Exactly. And the local chapters has a LinkedIn page. They also have a Facebook page.
Yeah.
Got this wonderful YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That you can look at. But also, if anyone's we've got other things is membership at HDILocalChapters.org.
Okay.
If you're interested in membership. And then we also have questions.
Yeah.
At HDILocalChapters.org. That if you have a question about that, questions at HDILocalChapters.org.
Awesome.
Just to ask, tell me more about this or whatever. So there's a couple of places that the folks can reach out to if they want more information or just have a great interest. So
I love it. I love it. Laurie, we could sit here and talk about HDI Local Chapters all day, I'm sure, between the two of us.
Yes.
I will let you I don't know, you can't see it on these cameras, but they are sending everybody out of here, and this place is emptying out.
It is.
And so we are closing down shop. We are closing the house down. I appreciate you. I appreciate all you serving for local chapters.
Everything that you've done. You've been such a great, advocate and so forth for this. And I know this is a lot of work for you, Rocky and Dustin too.
Shout out Podtex.
Shout out to Podtex. Thank you for all that you do to keep our brand out there. And, love you, brother.
Love you too.